What's up, guys? Welcome to the Celtics Nation Rise podcast. I'm your host, Griffin Aldridge,
Your co-host Luis Gomez.
I'm your co-host, Kyle Sullivan.
and we are actually joined by two special guests today. We have the Caveman. Say
What's
what's
up, everybody? How we doing?
perfect. And then we got Randy.
Going on, y'all?
So, welcome to the podcast. First, we're gonna go through, and I just want you guys to like kind of give them an introduction about yourself. So, we'll start off with the Caveman. Tell me about yourself.
Um, just a crazy super fan sensation that came out during the NBA Finals, in which where I did meet Randy. We have a couple videos
Sir.
together that did really well.
Yes,
Um,
sir.
Along with multiple Hoop Bus videos, Boston content pages sharing it. Um, I adopted this character called the Caveman on Causeway, and everybody loves it, so it's not stopping. So that's a little short story.
That's sick.
Yeah, no. I'll give you guys a little bit of it myself. So, for you guys who don't know me, I do a lot of content with LFG Sports, specifically LFG Boston. Back home in Massachusetts, currently in Italy right now, studying abroad. But home, I do a lot of content on LFG Boston's page. I'm also pretty involved in the Celtics Talk Weekly podcast, where I co-host over there. So that's a little bit about myself, and just like Chris, been a diehard Celtics fan. Haven't I was 5 years old the last time they hoisted a banner before last year, so pretty exciting time to be a Celtics fan. But it's a little bit about myself.
Oh, perfect. So, actually, you being in Italy, it's like 9:30 right now for you, isn't that true?
Yeah, 9:22. Yes, sir.
That's crazy. And then last night you were doing that and you were up till what time? What time was it again?
Five 5 a.m. I was up till game started at 1:30, got done at like 3:34. And I had the podcast for an hour after, and I ended up crashing at like 5 o'clock in the morning. So,
That's
excuse
dedication.
me if I'm not on my A game today, but we'll try our best here.
Well, we're so happy to have you guys here. I really appreciate it again. So, basically, what we'll do is we'll start off with our overall view of the game last night. I'll start us off. I thought it was amazing. We looked offensively sound last night. Like, we looked amazing. Like Tatum just looked very comfortable. And, we were all just synced. And I know, like, obviously, Porzingis isn't coming back till, like, I think December or something like that. But even without Porzingis last night, like, we looked dominant. And the thing I think I could take away from this is the Knicks, they're a good team. Obviously, they still got to find it out, but for them being supposed to be the number one or two seed and we dominated them like that, that was crazy. And then going back to Dubai, too, really quick, like obviously, I know it was a preseason game, but at the same time, we just dominated the Nuggets by 50. Wasn't it 50? I think.
Yeah, we like
Yeah,
50 pieced them, I think,
yeah.
And that
somewhere
was
around
not.
there.
And I know it was preseason. Like, yeah, don't get me wrong, it was preseason, but at the same time, we look like the best team we've had in years for sure. Like,
Yeah, I mean, it's funny, Griffin. Like, what it really came down to last night. I think, um, I don't know if it was coaching. I don't know if it was. I mean, do we expect the Celtics to hit 29 threes a game? Definitely not. Do I expect
yes.
Tatum to go 8 of 11 for 83% behind the line? No, I do not expect that. I don't even expect that every fifth game out of Tatum. I
Let me
mean, you
interrupt you
know,
though. Let me
you're good.
interrupt
You're
you,
good.
Randy.
Go right ahead.
With all the talk about his new shooting form and the
He looked
mechanics
good.
that he's changing,
He
and
looked
that's what he
good.
does. That's what JT
I
does.
loved
He
it. I
looked
loved it.
good. He
The
looked
first
good.
game after all the talk about his form. That's what
I mean,
happens. That's
I mean,
scary,
we
man.
okay.
That's scary for even his post up game too.
Yeah, I mean, we can talk about his shooting and his form all we want, but can we take a second to talk about his assist number? 10 assists
That
for
was
Jason Tatum. Come on, if we even get half that every game with his scoring capability and his playmaking, I mean, if we get a 25, 5, and 6 every night from Jason Tatum, I will take that over a 50 ball. and nothing really else. I much rather him sitting, mid-20s, but with, high number of assists, high number of rebounds every game over these big, big 40, 50 balls, whatever. But last night, I really think Tatum put the league on notice with, oh, I can drop almost 40 points while picking up 10 assists. And I was talking about this a little last night with the boys. He had probably close to 14 to 16 assists if we count, like the hockey assist. He was commanding the offense, and he hasn't skipped a beat from last year. And
No.
I don't know how much more of a leap this guy can make. He gets doubted every single season, but I can't wait to see how he grows and takes another step forward this year.
I love that. And I think another thing that people are going to shoot at too is they're going to say that this was just because it was banner night and like they were all hyped up for that. But are we going to continue seeing this throughout the season? I think so. I feel like we saw it like, obviously the Raptors game that was different, but we saw it all preseason too. Like we obviously you can't count preseason because you only play your starters for 2 quarters and sometimes they don't even play their starters. But like the thing that you need to take away is like we just did this opening nights and look, the Knicks, yeah, they have stuff to figure out. Like their team looks different. But the thing is like I just see big things. I see big things in the future for this team and we're gonna look great and I'm excited for like this upcoming week. I just can't wait to see what else we do. Kyle, what do you got from that win last night?
I liked what I saw. I mean, I liked the way we shot the three ball. I mean, 29 threes is ridiculous. I mean, we're always a pretty good 3-point shooting team, so I liked what I saw there. I also like the defense.
Oh
The
yeah.
Knicks didn't really make many threes besides McBride. McBride was like their best player last night. And honestly, I like the way we guard the three. I like the way we play defense. And the offense looked phenomenal. And Tatum played a phenomenal game, both sides of the ball. I mean, one turnover. He had one turnover last night, 37 points. And the good thing is his three ball is back too. Like that's huge for him. If he gets his three ball going, I mean, I think he could be in the MVP conversation for sure.
Oh yeah. Oh, 100%. Lewis,
Yeah.
what did you take away from last night?
Yo, from last night, I'm not gonna lie. I really liked I really liked the way they were moving, like passing the ball everywhere, finding ways to be open. I really like that. You know what I mean?
Oh
And
yeah.
they were active since the game started. Like Alford got the ball, Derek White passed it to Tatum right away. Boom. Like right away. Like let's get it right away. This is what we came for.
Oh, for sure. That and like the ring ceremony last night was just beautiful.
Oh,
I'm not even
beautiful.
gonna lie. I like started tearing up.
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
crying.
that was so
Like,
emotional, bro.
it was.
Someone was cutting onions.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, it was just and just seeing that banner and I loved how it was like glowing up like that. I love that and it was just amazing. And like I was getting so like I was so hyped up when Tatum came in and just get their rings,
Yeah.
like oh, it's amazing. But I think we'll see it again next year. Like it was just incredible last night. Just everything about it. And I just can't wait to see what else we see from this team this
Yep.
year. And it's gonna be amazing. And I think last night gave them a lot of motivation for the rest of the season. You know, like and obviously we talked about this last podcast, but I feel like we're gonna see big games from Brown too because he has a lot to prove as well. Like Tatum last night, yeah, you had that benching from the Olympics. Maybe did that push him a little more to do good last night too, opening night the Warriors weren't on last night too, so that's kind of like, hey, Steve Kerr, look at me. Maybe.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know about motivation. I think even before Tatum had those DNPs in the Olympics, right after they won the Olympics, or no, right after the Celtics won Banner 18, it was always we're still not happy. Like we want more, and that was before Tatum even got snubbed in the Olympic game. So I think it's a culture that Joe Mazzulla has set, and they're just Boston, the city of champions. They want more. They're hungry for more. And do I think that definitely added fuel to the fire? Yes, 100% I do. But I think even before that, their motivation to win banner number 19 was still extremely high from just the culture and the atmosphere Joe's built in Boston.
D Going on Joe Mazzulla, did you guys see him kiss the court when he
Yeah,
went?
that was awesome. That was pretty cool.
I was
Yeah,
so hyped
it's
up.
awesome.
I
It was
loved it.
good.
I love it. That guy's an animal.
You can see what he said after when they asked him like what did the court taste like.
No,
He
I
said
didn't.
tasted like blood.
That's did my favorite thing from Joe Mazzulla is he's just so random. Like, did you see the press conference like where he was talking about he was like 40 years from now you guys aren't invited to my funeral. Like he's just so random. And I love that energy. And I think it makes the boys like hyped up too, you know? Like that just that random energy. And it gives like a unique personality because like with Ime Udoka it was just the average, like, coaching, like things you'll hear from a coach. But with Joe Mazzulla, every time he talks, you don't know what the heck he's gonna say. Like it's so funny. So, Caveman, how was your experience last night? What was your takeaways from last night?
Um, I think being there in person, so I'll be the first to admit, I think after halfway through the third quarter, I got bored. Um, Not that I expected a closer game, not that I expected. I just the way they were playing, the spacing, getting back in on defense, like there was a lot of plays where I feel like even last year we would have either not lost so much as we wouldn't be able to adjust, but there was a lot of plays in the corners on each side of the court when we had possession there, or when the other team, when the Knicks had possession, where they would run a pick in the corner. And the way that JB and Jason Tatum kept switching, and the switching was more frequent than I've seen, like with the Warriors per se, with all their top of the key screens. This was like top of the key, but running out of the corner. So I saw a lot of that play, which I thought was really cool, which was allowing them to open up on the offense. That's kind of what I paid attention to more last night. Like the banner, it's great. It was amazing to see in person. But I think just being able to watch it and be like, all right, what are we doing now? Like it was just a very different aura. I guess that's the word everyone's using now. Is the aura in that arena was crazy. But the biggest takeaway for me was the ball movement. They made misses look beautiful.
Oh
They
yeah.
made the missed shots look beautiful, which is crazy to me. I've never before thought that I would be like, wow, that was a nice miss. Like I think they threw it out to Tillman. So yeah, it was to my left. It was like a really quick pass out to Tillman in the corner. So I think that was the ball play. It just looked really fundamentally sound.
I I agree with that. And another thing I could point at too is like in the finals, like when they would miss a shot, like I'd get uneasy sometime and I'd be like, oh, geez, like we gotta turn around. But you're right about that. I agree with that. But one thing I didn't like, and I don't know if I could speak for you guys, is how forced it was in the fourth quarter. Obviously, I know we were going for that three record, but do you think it was too forced, or do you guys think it was like kind of all right? We want this. What's your opinion on that?
Um, I think that was the Missoula like being like, yeah, go for it, whatever, just do it, because
I'm
he's
not
so
worried about it whatsoever.
no, I
Yeah,
don't
no.
think we're gonna be chasing it at all this year. But
Mhm.
like, I think that once they were notified, like, hey, you just tied the record, I'm sure some of the bench guys were like, let's just go try and get that, And yeah, we
Yeah,
built our own team on banner night, but
Yeah.
yeah. What's funny is when I was watching Jordan Walsh this summer, in summer league, he looked amazing. I was all in. I was like Jordan Walsh, sophomore year. I mean, he's averaging, I don't know what it was, somewhere maybe like 12 or something. He was playing really good ball. He comes in, he doesn't even hit the rim on his three-pointer to set the record. It
Mhm.
was just, obviously it's one shot, but I'll be honest. It's like it's one of those moments where it's like you need something. You've been hitting shots all night, But now, like you said, Griffin, because it's forced, it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
So they had what, 10 minutes to get 1 3 and they couldn't do it. And am I worried? Not even the slightest of bit, because given on any other night, they're probably hitting at least half those shots. But, it was the situational play that I don't know if it was mind games or they were just in their own heads, like, oh, you gotta be the hero, get this shot. I don't know. But I'm not worried about it at all. But yeah,
Yeah.
that's kind of my take on the whole 3-pointer thing at the end. But if they wanted to really not go for the record, I think, Chris, and you were at the game, you can probably attest to this. They probably would have won by like 40
There
if
was a
they didn't.
time I
Yeah,
thought we were going to be up by about 40, 45. There was a time where I'm
yeah.
like, are we up 40? And I was like, no, no, that's 30. So it was
If they didn't,
expected.
yeah, if they didn't go for the record and they just played Celtics basketball and not 3-point contest, I think it would have been about a 40 to 45 point game.
Oh yeah.
Now
I think that's fair.
my big takeaway, um, Griffin, you already said it. That's supposed to be the second seed. That's supposed to be the team that's building to match the Celtics.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
That's what you guys are giving us to deal with. Is
I
that
mean,
like
Chris, really what it comes down to is I said this on the podcast last night, and I'm going to say it on this one. The Knicks, just their chemistry, and it's just not there yet. I mean, Cat
Mhm.
in what? And Bridges came in maybe what, a month ago, a little over. I don't know what it was. I don't
But
know
Bridges looks
exactly.
awful though. Have you
He
seen,
he, he
I'm
couldn't hit water. I mean, he
no.
he couldn't hit water if he went swimming. I mean, he was not he was not. I mean, his shooting form,
What did he
it's
do
just
to it?
it's
What did he
just
do to it?
disgusting. Oh my
Brutal.
God,
You
that's the
what
worst form. I think. Well, he makes what's his name? I forget. But there's just he has a really horrible form. He makes his form look good, but
that Lonzo
yeah.
form?
Yeah, I mean, he
Yeah,
has
Lonzo.
like the Walmart Lonzo form. Is like I think he's got the worst form in the league, if I'm being honest.
but Randy, the thing was before that,
Horrible.
I feel like
No.
the thing that you saw, like he wasn't really I didn't watch the Nets a lot last year, but I don't think he was necessarily struggling. And then what's the slogan? You don't fix what ain't broke or whatever like that.
If
Like
it
I
ain't
don't
broke,
But
don't
ain't
fix
broke, don't
it.
fix it.
yeah, like why did he even try to fix it? Like I didn't see an issue with it, but
I don't know.
I'm sure he saw himself in a different position with the Knicks than he was with the Nets. I mean,
yeah.
if we remember correctly, when Marcus Smart was trying to win player of the year, I'm pretty sure Mikal Bridges was a close number 2 or 3, those
Yeah.
back-to-back years. So
I
it's
mean,
reputation too. Mikal Bridges has always been known as a great defender,
yeah.
and
You got to play
not
to your
as much
strengths.
as like other things where
Oh yeah.
he's better at. So now he's going to overthink a shot because he's in a different position in New York. Which one more thing with the Knicks is their next 4 opponents are against playoff teams.
Who they got next? That
If I can remember correctly, I know they got Milwaukee.
oh
I
yeah.
know they have Philly. I think.
Philly.
Yeah, they were
Philly,
saying it this
how
morning.
long do we have Embiid and what Paul George out though for? How
I
long?
Paul
think
George,
Embiid's out like a week.
Oh,
Yeah, no, Embiid's not that long.
Paul
but
George
Paul,
But
indefinitely.
I put this in the group chat today. I don't think Embiid plays more than 60 games this year, and I mean, I think that's pretty fair to say, Chris,
Yeah.
or anyone want to chime in, but I don't think Embiid plays more than 60 games. I don't see Paul George probably playing more than 60, 65 games.
then you have
I mean,
Maxi,
Tobias,
but
yeah,
Maxi.
Maxi will be healthy. He'll be
But
Yeah.
healthy.
I actually just talked about this last night too. Like Maxi, you saw it last year. He can't carry that team by himself. He does a great job at it. He does a
Yeah,
great job at it. But when you're talking in playoffs, he's not going to carry that team by himself. And you need Paul George and Embiid to become a playoff contender with
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's where load
Yeah.
management comes into place, and I mean, for a team like the Sixers, they're gonna have to have. I mean, Embiid and Paul George. I don't think the load management's gonna be very well for them because when they're not playing, that team's not playing. So
Um,
it's gonna be tough, I think. And I'm not a big Nick Nurse guy either. I don't like him. I don't like his coaching style. he's been criticized a lot over the past couple of years for not, just only being able to use his stars like in the series against the Raptors a couple of years ago. He couldn't, he was constant he was under constant agony for always putting in mismatches. Like he's just not a great coach.
No.
So that's gonna be a problem for Philadelphia.
Oh, for sure. For sure. Um, any takes you have, Kyle, about Philly? I know you were talking about that. What do you think?
I think they'll still be a top three team in the East for sure. I mean, they just got to get healthy because you could just never rely on Embiid being healthy. So
No.
they're just gonna have to see where it goes with Maxey and the players that they signed. They signed what? Gordon, Martin.
Yeah.
They made a couple of moves. I could still see them being solid. I could still see them winning games. They still have a good team. Like Maxey's like a all-star. Like they still have good players to be like pretty solid. But I mean,
Oh,
you
yeah.
gotta wait on Embiid coming back, and then you gotta wait on the severity of Paul George's injury and where he stands. But I could still see them being a top four team in the East for sure. But
Wait, and back to what Randy said, like you see the Knicks playing a lot of, sorry, this is kind of off topic, but like you see the Knicks going against playoff teams. But then you have the Celtics, they're gonna play their schedule kind of looks,
yeah,
what do you guys think about it? We play the
The,
Wizard.
the Celtics play the Wizards, Pistons, and Bucks the next 3 games.
All right, the
yeah.
Bucks are gonna be a tough
I
one.
said it. I said it on the Causeway Cave last week or earlier. Yeah, I think it was this week. Um, with the Celtics only playing the Bucks the next 4 games that are like not scrimmage like environment. I said maybe 3-1 worst case scenario, best case scenario 4-0.
Oh
It's
yeah.
all injuries. Injuries is everything. Something just happened on my phone. Breaking news. Something investigation in the 76 or something. If
Hmm.
you want to check that out.
Oh wow.
Investigation.
Interesting.
Oh, so they have
Ironic.
it
They're
Embiid?
they're launching as we're talking about Joel Embiid. The NBA is launching an investigation against Joel Embiid to see why he can't play back-to-back nights.
No way.
Wow. Yeah.
Nah.
Yeah. I see that.
That's crazy.
That's
Wait,
crazy.
Er,
what is he? Wait,
that's a
why
man
can't
bomb.
he? Why can't he?
Man bomb.
Look at this. Yeah.
Wait, Embiid can't go in back to backs?
What?
No, he said it like 2 weeks ago.
Wait, how old is
Why?
he? How old
He's
is he?
like probably like
29.
29. Yeah, 29,
What?
28. I
All right,
don't
Al Horford. All right, he's
wow.
you saw you know with Al Horford, that's completely
Oh
different.
my God.
What? That's nuts. I
If you're the
That's
NBA,
crazy.
if you're the NBA and you're trying to expand the NBA around the world, and you're one of your top
play.
foreign basketball
Yeah.
players,
That's unreal.
they can't have that.
No.
That affects everything.
I can't believe that
Now, load
Embiid is
management
not
is
going.
definitely going to be talked about all season because
Oh,
of Joel Embiid.
100%, 100%. And then you have I feel
Wow.
you know what would make the Sixers funny if you put Kawhi Leonard on there because that would be the whole like you know what I
That
mean?
man, that man just should retire.
Yeah.
Kawhi Leonard, I mean, I think he's had like 4 good seasons in his whole career.
And
But
Like
2 of those were titles.
yeah, nah,
yeah.
he's great when he's healthy. Like I'll even go and say top 10 player in the league when healthy.
Yeah. Oh,
But
Oh
100%.
yeah. No, for
but
sure.
Yeah,
They'll put him
definitely.
there anyways, though.
no, I mean, I don't know if I can put him there. I don't know.
He's not
But
better than Brown,
when was the
Tatum,
last
or
So,
so.
yeah,
I
sorry for
mean,
interrupting. When was the
it's
last
all
time we
good.
saw a healthy season from him though? I haven't
Probably. I don't think
the
he's played more
Raptors
than
maybe?
70.
The
I
Raptors,
don't
I think.
know. No, I don't even think he was healthy that whole season.
Yeah, yeah, I know.
I don't
So like
know.
you haven't seen a healthy season from Kawhi. So it's
I
like
mean, what is a healthy season? No player in the NBA, I don't care if you're Tatum Brown, is playing, 82 games. That's just not
no,
happening. Like it's
no.
You're
not.
gonna get the old heads
But
mad now.
yeah,
Lewis, look up who was the last player to do it.
what is a healthy season? 75 plus, 73 plus?
Yeah.
Uh,
And
it,
because
it
realistically too, you're gonna have those games off too, because like if you're a playoff contender team, they're gonna like, bench you because you need your rest for playoffs too. So like
Yeah, I mean,
I
really,
feel
what is a healthy season?
Mhm.
a healthy season is exactly what it takes to be. in the running for MVP conversation.
I
Most
mean,
MVPs are
Tatum's
winning. Most MVPs are playing 60, 65 games a year anyways.
yeah.
Yeah.
I
Maybe
mean,
70.
Tatum's gonna have those games where or those days where he's like, "Oh, I got knee swelling and I can't play."
Yeah.
That's not he can't play. That's a I don't want to get hurt for a useless
I think
game that doesn't mean anything.
Tatum has had completely different statements on that though.
It is no,
He's
and it's
advocated for the
funny. Yeah,
paying fan.
it's funny you say that because I mean, knock on wood here, but
No, shut up, shut up. I
Oh
don't.
yeah.
No, all right, let's move on.
you know where
No,
I'm
no,
going.
no.
You know
You
where
ain't
I'm going.
jinxing nothing on with
Yeah,
me on the
you know
podcast.
exactly where
I know
I'm
what you're
going.
saying, and you need to keep it
And
to yourself.
it's right. It's not
Keep it to
wrong. Like
yourself.
it
I
is
don't give
not wrong.
no. We don't talk
It
like that.
it's incredible. I don't understand. Like it just makes no sense to me because I don't know.
It's working. What we're doing is
It
working.
is.
What the league's doing isn't working. So we're leaving
I
it
don't
at that.
But
understand.
but
Like
then do you need to see more players have the attitude like Porzingis? Like when he was in the
no,
finals, he was like, I don't care that I'm injured. I'm gonna go
Yeah,
no,
more
no.
injured. But
That was strictly because it was the finals. That's it.
yeah. We did Isaiah Thomas dirty with injury.
yeah, yeah,
We did many Celtics players. Robert Williams kind of did
Oh,
him wrong
dude,
with injuries. Like it's been reported. Even other teams in Boston, like we kind of get our
poor Time
players
Lord.
to play through that. And
oh yeah, oh yeah.
Poor Time Lord, man. Poor Time
I
Lord.
missed him. We were doing like top 10 Celtics players that we miss, and on every list, he's at least three or two. You know,
Yeah, no, I love Time Lord. He was
Smart's
great.
obviously the first, but like, oh, he was awesome. You know, Kada though, he reminds me of like a mini Robert Williams. You know, like I know
Yeah.
that it's kind of like, but he does like give him a little bit. Obviously, he will never. I don't think. Prove me wrong, but I don't think he'll ever be as good as Robert Williams. But
Oh,
just let them play more
Kato?
games.
yeah, Kada.
Let
I
them
don't know.
play
I
more
like
games.
Kato. I
I,
like him,
yeah,
but
I saw him
uh,
actually in Maine for the G League finals last year. He looked
yeah.
pretty good there too. So I love Kada. But realistically, to everything, we gotta wrap this up a little bit because obviously the time. So let's talk about real quick what our schedule looks like. Let's go through what do we how many games till next podcast? I think we have Pacers, like not in order. We have Pacers,
Well, we
but
have Wizards. Wizards
yeah,
Wizards.
Wizards are next.
Wizards,
tomorrow.
Pistons, Bucks.
Yep, Wizards, Pistons, Bucks.
Yeah.
What do we see our record being by then?
4-0. 4-0.
No, I'm
Four
going
Or
no.
4-0
no.
too. I think
Four no.
4-0.
4-0. We all got
All
four.
right, we're
Yeah.
gonna go 4-0, but what's the average of win?
I'm going. We win by 10 each, at
Average.
least. Average 10.
All these 4 games will be an average
All
of 10
four.
Yeah.
I
points.
think 13.
I think we steamroll the Wizards and Pistons. I think Bucks
Yeah.
keep it maybe
No,
within
Bucks.
6, 7.
No, Bucks. I'm throwing it out there. Celtics win by 20 plus.
Nah, no, no, no,
Oh
no, no,
man.
no,
Damn.
nah, nah. Dame, and Giannis will get back on the same page
If
this
Giannis
season.
doesn't play, I'll buy it.
All
Me
right.
too. I'll
Wait,
buy
yeah,
that.
he's day to day still, right? Yeah.
Yep.
Every
Yeah.
athlete's day to day until they
Yeah.
die.
Everyone.
I
I'm
know
day
it's
to
that.
day when I wake up.
I,
Yo, what
I'm
is
I
going
was
on with
I was day to day this morning after I woke up from last night.
I know you got yeah. All right.
It
So
doesn't matter.
let's wrap this up. Randy, you need some sleep.
Yeah, I
Thank you.
gotta get to bed.
So let's yeah. Julie, you guys are probably joining next week too, maybe. Depends.
we'll see how it
Yeah,
goes. I
we'll see.
know.
We'll see.
For sure. But thank you guys again so much for coming on. We really appreciate it. And for all the listeners out there, if they're available, they'll be here. I mark you guys kind of as reoccurring guests. So like because you guys I know you guys said you would help out a lot and I truly, from the bottom of my heart really appreciate it. Can't wait to see
Yeah.
what we can make come of this podcast. But I think we had some good takes and thank you guys again so much.
Yep.
Yeah, sorry if we talked over the homies a little bit. Next week
Yeah.
they're
So,
gonna
yeah. It's all that.
All good.
All right, you guys. Thank you.